Again, I welcome you to week 5 of our diabetes reversal video series. Please stick with the plan. Hello, Dr. Joe here of the AskDrJoe.org and the 2020from.com. This is the 5th video in the diabetes reversal video series, and I am hoping that you guys are having fun watching these videos and at the same time having fun implementing the things that I've been asking you guys to do, the tasks that I've been setting you. Because all I want to do is to give you folks a very nice framework, to give you a structure within which you can work to reverse your type 2 diabetes. And indeed, if you follow the plan, you will succeed in reversing your type 2 diabetes. So here we are again. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. Okay, so this week 5, what we're going to be doing in this week 5 is an essential takeaway. And what we're going to be doing here in this very week is crucial to the success of our diabetes reversal program. So now you're going to be asking, what are we taking away? Well, I'll tell you. Here's what we're going to be taking away. We are going to be taking away the refined carbs. We are going to be removing the junk foods. And we're also going to be excluding the fast foods from our diet. Why do we need to do that? Well, I will explain to you why. Well, the first reason is that these foods, they typically contain refined flour, they typically contain sugar, they typically contain fat, and they also typically contain salt. Now, as you probably know, refined flour, sugar, fat, and salt, they constitute the metabolic bottleneck for our bodies. And the best thing we can do is to get rid of them from our lifestyle altogether. Now, the reason we also want to get rid of all of these foods is that refined carbs, and the junk foods, they break down very quickly, and that causes a rapid rise in our blood sugar levels. And we do not want that because at this point in time, our pancreas and the receiving cells, they're not quite ready for such a huge challenge. A second reason is that junk foods, they are optimized for taste, not for nutrition. Okay? What does this mean? Well, it means that any food that is optimized for taste will make you overeat. There is no doubt about that. If you are a junk food junkie, you can attest to this. They'll make you overeat. Now, the other thing is that junk foods, they're usually quite light on weight. So what that means is they don't fill you up. And because they don't fill you up, it means that you are going to be hungry again very quickly. One more reason is that junk foods are rich in calories. So when you combine the fact that you're going to overeat, they don't fill you up, you're going to eat quite often, and they're rich in calories. The translation of all of this is that you are going to gain weight. Okay, that's the net result of all of these factors. You are going to gain weight. And don't forget too that these foods, they are poor nutritionally. So not only will these foods make you gain weight unnecessarily, they also deny you the essential nutrients that you need. They deny you the vitamins, they deny you the minerals that you need. And of course, you are also going to be denied the phytochemicals that will help us to fight free radicals in the body. So you don't win at all by consuming these refined carbs, the junk foods and the fast foods. And when you gain weight, this usually means that you have excess fat stored in your liver cells and your muscle cells. And when you have fat stored in your liver cells and your muscle cells, it means that your diabetes will be a lifelong problem. And this is what we're trying to solve. We do not want diabetes to be a lifelong problem. So you need to get rid of, these are cells, by the way. You need to get rid of the excess fat that is stored in any of these cells. Okay. So when you do that, you are actually reversing your type 2 diabetes. You are reversing your insulin resistance. And I've said this before, when you have fat stored in your liver and muscle cells, that promotes insulin resistance. And of course, that equates to diabetes. The other thing to note is that some of these fast foods, they contain trans fats. And of course, trans fats have been noted to promote diabetes. So, where do you find these foods that we're talking about? The refined carbs, the junk foods, and the fast foods. Of course, they're not just available in your home. You will also find them in rest shops. You'll find these junk foods in bookstores. You'll find them in hotels. You'll find them in stadiums. You'll find them in movie theaters. You'll find them in gas stations. You'll find them in vending machines. They are everywhere. It is difficult to escape them, but we have to do our best to get rid of them out of our lives if we want to succeed in reversing our type 2 diabetes. So, as you guys know, I love my props, okay? I love my props. So, on my way back from work this evening, I stopped over at my local supermarket to pick up some products for you guys to illustrate my point about removing ultra-processed foods out of our diet, out of our lifestyle, because we have to do that. Our pancreas and our liver cells and muscle cells, they're not ready to receive such a huge sugar load. So we need to get rid of all of these ultra-processed sugary foods out of our diet. The refined carbs, they have to go. So I got some examples here. The first one here, let's see, this is a rice pudding, okay? This is a can of rice pudding. And of course, we've got in here skimmed milk, whole milk, rice, okay? 9% of course is white rice. We've got sugar, and then we've got whey powder, and then of course acidity regulator. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. This is an ultra-processed food that has to go, okay? An ultra-processed carb that needs to go. So that is one for you guys. You don't want that if you want to reverse your type 2 diabetes. Then of course, these are candies, okay? There's a brand in my local area called Haribo. I went to the operating theater the other day and there was a packet of this, okay, in the operating theater. And I was asking the nurses who they bought it for. And then they said, well, for us. My question was, how old are you? Well, they told me, well, you're never too old for candies. That's what they told me, okay? But if you're trying to reverse your type 2 diabetes, this has no place in your lifestyle, okay? Candies, they gotta go. What else? Got some scones here. I don't know if you got scones where you are. They're quite refined, okay? This is pure flour and sugar. Gotta go. And of course, there's butter in this as well. What else? Oh, your favorite. Donuts. Donuts, they gotta go, okay? There's no way you're gonna be able to cope with this. Your body cannot cope with this kind of sugary assault. It's gotta go. What else? I picked up some muffins, okay? There are some muffins. They have to go as well. You don't need them in your lifestyle if you want to reverse your type 2 diabetes. What else? Ooh, there we go. Cake. Okay, this one is a lemon iced Madeira cake. It's got no place in your lifestyle if you want to reverse your type 2 diabetes, okay? It's got to go. Of course, it's got plenty of icing sugar right on top there. Very nice layer there. Am I making you hungry so far? I'm sure I am making you hungry. What else I've got? Oh, here we go. White bread. Okay, white bread. No place in your diet if you're trying to reverse your type 2 diabetes. It's got to go. It's got to go. Got to go white bread. What else? Oh, another sort of bread. Nice buns for you, white buns. Okay, they've got to go. They've got to go. They have no place in your lifestyle if you're trying to reverse your type 2 diabetes. We've got to take this sugar load out of our lifestyle completely. Now, I left this for last. This is white flour, okay? This is white flour. Now, you folks use it for all sorts of things, you know, to make cakes and what have you, pancakes. Now, you don't need this, okay? this is not a whole grain flour. We'll talk about grains, in another video. Now, because that's going to be a task for another week. Now, this white flour, it is refined, which means it is easily digestible, okay? And it's going to raise your blood sugar levels. So this has to go, okay? Anything floury has to go, especially if it is made from refined grain. So, I just wanted to show you guys all of these because these are foods that do not belong to our lifestyle if we're trying to reverse our type 2 diabetes. Maybe this cake, when you have succeeded in reversing your type 2 diabetes, if you're having a birthday, that's fine. You might have a cake or two, that's fine, But at this point in time, when we're trying to reverse our type 2 diabetes, all of these foods, they have no place in our lifestyle. That is the point that I'm trying to make. So this is our task for week 5. It is a very simple task. That is to say, let's get rid of the refined carbs. Let's get rid of all the ultra-processed foods from our lives. Of course, things like the burgers, the pizzas, they're also included in this very category. We need to get rid of all of those from our lifestyle if we want to succeed in reversing our type 2 diabetes. Because, in fact, some of these foods, they've got butter in them, they've got fat in them. And that's a bad combination. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. So, they all have to go. I've made that point over and over again. I'll stop there before I begin to sound like a broken record. Oh, by the way, don't forget to go to askdrjoe.org. Over there, you can ask questions. And also, please, you can also show your support for this channel whilst over there. Try as much as possible not to be a freeloader when you go to that very platform. Because I do a lot for free here, and if you go there, it makes sense that you should try and also, give some support to this very channel, okay? So, hopefully you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share this video with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. If you've got any questions, any comments regarding the content of this very video presentation, go ahead, leave your comments or questions down below. That's it for week 5. I will see you in week 6 for our next take on what to do to reverse our type 2 diabetes. That's it for now. Until then, this is Dr. Joe signing out.